Welcome to Unchained here on Pahrump News. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
I'm Tiffany Whitecloud.
So glad that you could join us today. We want to talk a little bit about some local news, and we're going to talk about some of the things that just happened over the weekend. But first, some tragic news. A single vehicle fatal rollover on Highway 178 took the life of one woman. That was at mile marker 41. A female driver was ejected from the vehicle and pronounced deceased on scene. California Highway Patrol is conducting that crash investigation. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue was dispatched to that scene for mutual aid. And another single vehicle rollover occurred on the same day, on Tuesday, on Highway 160 at mile marker 51. One person was transported to Desert View Hospital with injuries as a result of that crash. And then over the weekend, a 2009 green Honda Accord was stolen from the Catholic Church there on Gamebird Road. They say that the suspect actually took this by force, physically pulling the people from the vehicle. They say that he also left a vehicle behind, a Thunderbird. I'm not sure if that's substantiated at this point, but he drove off at 100 miles per hour, driving from Gamebird Road down Highway 372, traveling off Leslie Street. The suspect struck an officer's vehicle from the Nye County Sheriff's Office head on, and that was in the area of Carroll Street. That's right there on the north end of town. Medics were dispatched to that scene and checked out the occupants. No injuries were reported at that time, and the driver is facing a number of charges, including assault on a protected person, battery, reckless driving, DUI, this is the second offense, robbery, assault with a deadly weapon, grand larceny of a vehicle, and driver disobeying a peace officer, as well as battery. And so that's some of the hard news stories that we've had recently. I know that there was some Earth Day event down there at the Bob Roode Community Center in Petrick Park, but you also did an event over the weekend, right, yourself?
Yes. If you remember last episode, we talked about going to the hub and having a fundraiser for RCMS. And Mr. Nichols, we talked about Mr. Nichols not knowing that this event was happening because he lives in Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. Well, guess who shows up?
Oh, really?
Mr. Nichols, yeah.
Rosemary Clark middle school teacher, right?
Yes, so he did find out about it. He's the music teacher and the band teacher. And he does a wonderful job with our kids. He said he saw our video and it brought him to tears.
Hi, Mr. Nichols.
And he wanted to come out and support it himself, too.
So you had a lot of musicians, right?
We did. It was a blast. It was just a party, you know. There were even musicians who had come out and performed at the hub the night before, and they stayed and performed in the open jam with us that day, too.
Wow. Lots of fun down there. Perception played, right? And then who else played?
We had Greg Smith, Dennis Beeman. We had Tanya. She's a bass player. I can't think of your last name. I'm sorry. And we had another drummer. We actually had quite a few musicians.
That's fantastic.
It was wonderful.
Musicians, when they come together like this, not only is it entertaining, but it's also a good fundraiser. You raised some good funds, right?
We raised over $460 for the middle school music department.
And that's going to go to buy what?
That's going to go to Mr. Nichols to do as he needs to with it. So wherever he thinks that he can use it to benefit the kids the most, that's what we want him to be able to do.
If people want to still donate, can they?
They can. And if they want to go down to the school themselves, they can actually go down to Rosemary Clark Middle School, and there's a form that they fill out. And for the music department, they can say specifically for Mr. Nichols to use at his discretion. So that way he knows where, because he knows where to put the money.
Yeah, because they are in great need of instruments. He needs different materials for class. These teachers put so much of their own money into teaching our children, so it's so important. And especially with the music department and anything with the arts definitely needs your support. So if you can donate, please donate.
Yes, and the kids, there were kids there, and my children were there, and they also performed.
Yeah. Fantastic.
So my son played the saxophone.
Wow.
My daughter played a song. She sang a song, and then my oldest son, he sang Elvis Presley.
Wow. We got to see that. We got to bring him on the show one day.
We should do that.
Yeah, we got to bring them on to do Elvis. All right. Well, we do have another teacher that's going to be here in just a minute right after this break. We have Teri Rogers, who's also a professor, but she also took home a crown recently when we return.
Sponsored by Advantage Self-Storage. Check out our specials on Facebook, online, or give us a call, 775-751-9111.
All right, we are here with Teri Rogers. How you doing today, Teri?
I'm doing just great.
You're wearing a crown. Tell us all about this.
Well, this crown is to represent Miss Senior USA Universe. So I did this pageant a few weeks ago and earned the title of Miss Senior USA Universe.
Tell us about the pageant.
It was a different pageant. It was more flamboyant, more elegant. Not so much elegant, but it was more showy, I guess, than what we do here in Pahrump.
Has this pageant been going on for a number of years, or do you know anything else about it?
You know, I didn't know anything about it when I got into it, really. So it was a whole new experience for me to learn about it, find out what it was all about. It's a fairly new pageant. It's very different. It's more of a videotaped, kind of a reality show type thing. They do this part of it, and then I could go on to the world pageant.
Wow.
So that may be next year. I don't know if I'll do that.
How many people would you say were in the pageant?
In this particular pageant, in my section, the United States section, there were 33 people.
Wow.
So how many other countries?
I don't know how many, but I do know there were somebody from Canada, Russia, Japan. My friend represented India, and I don't remember what other countries were there, but there were quite a few.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Not just seniors, right?
No, it was all ages, from
Wow.
the 20s up to my age.
How long does that pageant last time-wise with so many different ages and contestants and categories?
It was a 3-day pageant. One day was orientation. One day was an entire day was dedicated to the pageant. And then the next day was the crowning.
How did you get involved in it?
I actually met a woman about 10 years ago. I was the director, one of the board of directors for Miss Senior Nevada, and she was a contestant. So over the years, we've become friends, and she did this pageant. She became the director for the West Coast, and so she nominated me to become a contestant in this. So I represented the U.S. I actually represented Nevada. So I was Miss Senior Nevada USA Universe, and then I had to earn the title of Miss Senior USA Universe.
You've been involved in quite a few pageants and even helped you were the director of one of the pageants here locally.
Yes.
Tell everybody all the pageants that you've been involved in.
I did Miss Senior Nye County. I won Miss Senior Nye County in 2011. I was 4th runner-up in Miss Senior Nevada in 2011. Then I became one of their board of directors. Then I was Miss Senior Golden Years in 2018, and I am a board of director for Miss Senior Golden Years.
Yeah, and you have a pageant coming up with them soon once again, right?
We do, June 7th. I hope everybody comes to that pageant. And I'll tell you, that's probably one of the best things I got out of participating in this pageant. It gave me such a great appreciation for what we do here locally, because what we celebrate is the accomplishments of women. Our pageant is strictly a senior pageant. So we celebrate the accomplishments of women over the age of 60. Where this was just, again, it was more superficial, all the glitz and glamour and that kind of stuff.
And you were telling us earlier about why you did it.
Yes, I did. It was a specific reason. I lost my husband. It's going to be 5 years in June, and it's been an uphill battle for me. He was my best friend, and we did everything together. And so when I lost him, I really lost a part of me. And this year I sat down and said, you know what, it's time for me. Not that I ever want to put the past behind me, because we had a beautiful, beautiful marriage. And so, but it's time for me to move on and do something solo without him by my side. And so I thought, there's got to be something that brings back the spark that I once had. And when this came along, I went, perfect. It's the perfect thing for me to just delve into it, give everything I have, and just do something. But also another reason I did it, because I am a director of our pageant, the Miss Senior Golden Years pageant, I also believe in leading by example. And so I thought, if I can do this, I can be an inspiration and encouragement to other people. Because I got through the worst time I could ever imagine in my life. And if I could get through this, maybe I could inspire other people to push through those really difficult moments in life.
I still believe Don was by your side,
Oh,
though.
Don's
for
always,
sure.
yeah, I'm sure he was. Don's never left my side.
Would you say this was empowering for you?
It was extremely empowering, and it was more so because I did it for me. I didn't do it because I wanted to win a title. I didn't do it for any other reason than to just put myself into this and focus on something. So the whole process of, picking out a gown and picking out the costumes and all this other stuff, it was very empowering. So,
How many different categories were you judged in?
we had a video interview that we did. We had an ambassador video that we had to do, an evening gown, a bathing suit. What else do we have? An interview.
Did you wear the senior bathing suit this time? Because I know that we do in our pageant. Or did you?
Oh no, I didn't.
Did you wear a string bikini?
No. I know some, the younger ones did, but I thought, no, I'm going to represent my age group, and so I actually was very
Modest.
modest. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, I was very modest. Then we did a cocktail dress, or we did a photo shoot. And we got to wear some angel wings and kind of do a little thing with that. And then I wore a state costume, so I was a showgirl.
Yeah, fantastic. What is your responsibilities for the rest of the year now that you are Miss Senior USA Universe?
Still to do the community service that we do with our pageants. So I've adopted the Holiday Task Force as my platform, but also I wanted to have a platform to go out and represent senior women. And so we will do that at different functions, represent seniors, show that we can, seniors are still very viable in our communities. We still get out, we do things. And again, I want an opportunity to kind of share my experience, because I know when I lost my husband, I didn't think I would survive. I honestly didn't. And so I was looking for not the grief part of the therapy thing, but looking for someone who had been through what I was about to go through and had come out the other side. And so now that I kind of feel like I'm over there, I think I can inspire other people and show them that there is some hope, and that, you can be as distraught as ever and still find a way to get through.
You won Miss Senior USA Universe, so do you have responsibilities outside of the state of Nevada? And of course, beyond that, the world, obviously, the universe as well.
Yeah. Not necessarily. I actually was Miss Senior Nevada USA Universe, so my responsibilities are really in Nevada pretty much. So I will probably, if they ask me to go someplace, I will.
Yeah.
My only disappointment in that one is they didn't have a talent.
Yeah.
So like I said, it was all kind of superficial. It was all
maybe you
elegant.
can add some opinion on that. And maybe they'll add that later.
Yeah, they do a lot of different things. So it was a fabulous experience.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed the experience.
So it's Miss Senior Universe, right? So there wasn't anybody from like Venus or Mars or...
No, I guess not. I was wondering.
There might have been.
Well, yeah, she did say that there was some characters there, so you never know.
Yeah.
You also are a professor at CSN, and I've seen you on these bouncy shoes at pageants, and you've done every kind of activity, especially because your major is health and everything.
Right.
Are you still doing all that stuff?
Yeah, I do some of it. I still dance. I do other things, and one of the reasons I did that is because my husband and I had a variety show, an entertainment, and so everybody wanted to sing, and I said, okay, somebody's got to do variety. So I would find all these off-the-wall things to do, and that was one that BJ's boyfriend at the time, he wanted me to do that in the pageant.
Yeah, and I really love that, because they're like these things that go on your shoes. I think
they look like ski boots, and then they have a rocker on them.
And they have a rocker, and she bounces really high up in the air, and it's really wild. It's so wild. It's
like
so
bounces, like a trampoline.
Yeah.
And
really?
they're
called jump shoes. Yeah,
jump shoes.
They were fun.
They
were fun. I still have them.
Yeah, I would just be afraid.
Don't tell my kids about them, okay?
Yeah, 100%. So we're getting ready for the Miss Senior Golden Years USA pageant, and then we're getting ready for BJ's 100th birthday party.
And I
can't wait for that. June 19th.
She's amazing. She's an amazing woman, and she's always been such an inspiration for me. You know, at 100 years, I mean, this woman can outdo me, honestly. 100 years old, she's phenomenal.
She's going strong, just like you are.
I hope I can do
How
what
proud
she does.
is she of you right now?
Her focus is on Miss Senior Golden Years,
Yeah.
so she'd rather I represent Miss Senior Golden Years, which I love. You know, I love being part of Miss Senior
Well,
Golden
we're
Years.
talking about her. We're talking
I
about
know.
Miss Senior
We'll
Golden
always
Years.
talk about her. She will always be an idol for all of us.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, when you talk about setting an example for senior women, she is the epitome.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yes, yes.
All the ladies are. I can't wait to see the pageant. It's going to be fantastic. Debbie Forrest is coming to record her last walking speech with me next week, and so I'm super excited about it. And she's going to turn over the crown.
Yeah, that's a bittersweet time because I thoroughly enjoyed my year, and it just went by in a flash. And so I know where Debbie's at. You know, it's like, you know, you finished with the year, but it's gone by so fast.
Well, this year will be like that, and you'll be turning over your crown, right? That's what you're going to be doing too, huh?
Right, yeah, next year. So,
Yeah.
I'll go back next year and turn over
It goes
mine.
by so fast.
It does. It goes by really, really fast. And you know why? Because there's so much going on throughout the year, and you get to be, it's an honor to be the representative for the senior pageants. It really is. And again, to go out and show everybody that, you know, the younger generation especially, you know, we're not sitting in rocking chairs. We're not, you know, knitting our, you know, what do you call
All
it?
the cliches.
Yeah. And so we're out there still doing things, still really active. And again, BJ is such an example of that. I mean, she gets out there and dances with us.
100%. It's fantastic. Thanks for joining us and telling us all about this pageant. The official name of the pageant is?
The Miss USA Universe pageant.
All right. And then we've got the Miss Senior USA Universe right here. Teri Rogers, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right. It was so great to meet with Teri and find out all about that pageant. Can't wait for the Miss Senior Golden Years USA pageant. That is June 7th at the Saddle West. I think the tickets are almost sold out. But so if you want to get them, you have to hurry up and give them a call for the Miss Senior Golden Years. And that number, 727-7011, you can contact BJ Hedrick or Wen to get your tickets for the Miss Senior Golden Years USA pageant. And so that's going to do it for this edition of Unchained. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
I'm Tiffany Whitecloud.
Good night.
Sponsored by Advantage Self-Storage. Check out our specials on Facebook, online, or give us a call, 775-751-9111.